The 9th of August marks the day in which No Man's Sky will be playable to most of you folks. Built on 4 pillars: exploration, survival, combat, and trading, No Man's Sky will allow players the freedom to perform within the entirety of a procedurally generated open universe, which includes over 18 quintillion planets, many with their own set of flora, fauna, and native species of creatures. The game will also take players on many different paths. Every single one will be unique in its own way. It will come under multiple different genres, however the most prominent one would obviously be space simulation, as a large gameplay mechanic will be flying from planet to planet or even galaxy. Its massive scale and graphical style has attracted a large fanbase who are eager to play the game. Do you blame them? Sounds pretty solid, right? Wait! Before you go out and exchange your hard-earned cash for No Man's Sky, there are a few details you should know and maybe a few things you should do beforehand. Something that a lot of people are mixed up about is what the game actually is. It is a multiplayer experience, but it is not an MMO. You can certainly play with all your buds, creating a syndicate of space bandits running the solar system amok. However, you would have to take on the challenge to find these friends of yours first. That wasn't meant as an insult. I'm more than certain that you have at least a couple of friends, but when you and your mates start up No Man's Sky for the very first time, you will be miles away. It could be 10, it could be 10 million. They literally could be at the other side of the universe, which is a pretty darn big place. Don't worry though, it's not forcing you into a solo experience. There will be ways to meet up with your friends and of course make new ones as the game progresses. Just don't expect it to be immediate. No Man's Sky won't just be full of players though. You will have to deal with multiple NPC factions. There will be numerous alien species which will have different stances towards you, which can change depending on your actions. However, there are more obvious factions. Roaming around the galaxy, you will most likely come across space pirates who will be likely aggravating some convoys. To engage with them is your own choice, however you could aid them in their actions and gain their trust, or you could help defend the convoys, having a positive view from that group. If either faction sees the player in enough light, they may offer their services at a moment's notice to repay the favour, possibly aiding you in battle or resupplying you with vital resources. Either way, these two and possibly many others are factions you should definitely keep an eye out for. As I previously mentioned, there will be places to rendezvous with your mates throughout the universe of No Man's Sky. The social hubs will be in the form of giant space stations dotted in most solar systems, some of which have been rumoured to have a resemblance to Star Wars' Death Star or even Star Trek's Borg Cube. There will be 5 classes of space stations, each differentiating with quality and quantity of items. Class 1 will be more common in the outer rim, and the higher class stations will become more common as you get closer to the centre of the galaxy. These space stations act as social hubs, but they will also include a marketplace for trading resources. This will be where the excavators among you can swap your rare materials for some cool loot. These stations will also come in handy for fueling your spaceship on your travels. Speaking of ships, there are 4 classes confirmed for the base game. However, some may arise in future content. These are the Fighter, the Trader, the Scientist, and the Explorer, all of which are fairly self-explanatory for what their overall purpose is. Each class will specialise in an area of expertise, which will be the way the player wishes to play. So if you want to become affiliated with space pirates and go around pillaging some space stations, which I may add you can wage battle with, however not completely destroy, you would most likely want to pick yourself up a fighter ship. Something to note about the Trader is that it isn't a freighter, as many have assumed. It is still a small one-man ship, however it is meant for the people who want to trade resources they have found on their travels, so it has a much larger containment hold than any other ship type. Mining will be a large part of the game, especially for players who decide upon the Trader class. The multi-tool is the instrument in which you will be mining with. It is fully upgradable and all of the upgrades will be kept upon death, unlike your ship. Each upgrade will allow you to mine for more exotic materials and, of course, make the mining process much swifter. The basic tool, which everybody will receive near the start of the game, should be able to mine most small objects for the resources after a short waiting period. However, anything you consider about the same size as your character or larger will most likely require some upgrades. Your multi-tool also works alongside a scanner, which will search for materials in the local vicinity. Again, this can be upgraded slightly to increase the range and how thorough the search can be. One last thing I should warn you about mining is that overmining is a thing. You can hurt the natural habitats, much like how we can in our real world. If you overmine some areas to an extent that you have ruined it for any local species, you will attract the attention of the self-replicating species known as the Sentinels. They are basically the police of the galaxy, and if they're angry with you, they will attack. Now that you know a little bit about the game before going into it, you may be looking forward to jumping into a spaceship for an infinite immersive experience. Well, I have a few suggestions on things to do to scratch that itch while you wait. To get you warmed up to the idea of attacking giant space stations with some rebellious types, you could always watch the original Star Wars films. If you haven't seen the new one, that is also a great time filler. It's great fun and it will keep you excited for the space thriller to come. If you plan on customizing your ship a little, or even you just want to explore space and some planet surfaces, Space Engineers could be a pickup for you on Steam. You can build almost anything into a functioning spacecraft, and although that's not how No Man's Sky will function, it'll allow you to experience space from a different perspective. Elite is a very well known space franchise, and the most recent installment, Elite Dangerous, will definitely nab that cockpit feel inside your spaceship. It'll get you familiar with flying your spaceship into firefights or even going on long haul transport contracts. Either way, you'll get some brilliant knowledge and of course fun out of the experience. So that was a few things you should know to get you ready for the upcoming No Man's Sky release. If you are super hyped for the game's release, do tell me in the comment section below what thing you're most looking forward to. And while you're down there, do tell me if you want more of this format. I would love to do more videos like this on more upcoming games. Make sure to drop a like, drop a comment and subscribe if you've not done so already. And if you want to do more than that to support us, you can head over to our Patreon page, where you can help out a little or help out a lot. It is all appreciated. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Andrew or Stalli, and I'll see you guys on another video.